morning, I'm Paolo del Rosario. Welcome to Weather HQ. Today's headlines. The nation mourns the lives lost during the onslaught of severe tropical storm Kristine, with the Philippine flag down at half-mast today in all government installations here and abroad. A number of senators are blaming Pag-asa for its failure to issue appropriate warnings on the cyclone's possible impact. We're trying to get the side of Pag-asa on this matter. Pag-asa monitors Tropical Storm Marce now inside the Philippine area of responsibility. More in our local forecast later on in the show. The worst flooding in Spain in recent years leaves at least 211 people dead. Meteorologists say a year's worth of rain had fallen in 8 hours in parts of Valencia on October 29. The other details on global weather. And there is a rising demand for green packaging globally. I'll speak with Ako Packaging and EcoNest Philippines founder Nikki Sevilla about its mission to help mitigate the impact of plastic and chemical waste. We begin with the local weather. After Leon battered northern Luzon, another tropical cyclone is now inside the Philippine area of responsibility. At 5 a.m. today, the center of Tropical Storm Marce was estimated at 935 kilometers east of eastern Visayas, with maximum sustained winds of up to 65 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 80 kilometers an hour. Let me move here to the side so you can see all the statistics here. Now, Marce is right over here and is now moving west-northwestward in a direction at a speed of 25 kilometers an hour, as we can see the track over here. The trough of the Tropical Storm Marce will bring partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms for the rest of Cagayan Valley, Aurora, Bicol region, Quezon, and eastern Visayas. Now, due to the northeasterly wind flow, residents in Batanes and Babuyan Islands will experience a little bit of cool weather with isolated light rains. Now, for Metro Manila and the rest of the country, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers are also expected due to the localized thunderstorms. Now, as for our sea conditions, no gale warning is up. Seafarers are free to venture out to the sea with no problem. But with Tropical Storm Marce being inside the Philippine area of responsibility, make sure to always monitor the local weather for your safety. To know more about what to expect and what the impact would be of Tropical Storm Marce on our country, we have with us on the phone Pag-asa weather specialist Loridin De La Cruz. Good morning, Loridin.
Good morning, sir, and to our viewers and listeners. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Loridin.
Okay, Tropical Storm Marce was last estimated at 935 kilometers east of eastern Visayas. So its center is still over the sea, the Philippine Sea. It's inside the Philippine area of responsibility, but it's not yet affecting the country. However, in the coming days, it's projected to affect the northern Luzon area. So for now, its maximum sustained winds is 65 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of 80 kilometers per hour. It is moving west-northwest at 25 kilometers per hour. And at the moment, we don't have tropical cyclone wind signal yet that is raised over the country because it's not yet directly affecting any part of the landmass. However, by midweek, it's projected to start to affect the eastern sections of northern and central Luzon, and then finally by Thursday or Friday, stormy weather can be experienced over northern Luzon. So our advice for the general public is to continue monitoring or continue monitor the updates that will be released by Pag-asa, especially the Tropical Cyclone Bulletin and the rainfall advisory as well. Heavy rainfall warnings and heavy rainfall advisory and weather advisory. So that's the latest from Pag-asa. This is Lori De La Cruz.
Lori, sorry, don't want to let you go yet because right now nakita po namin yung track ng Marce. Is there any place in particular that we can expect landfall or possible landfall?
Well, for now, there's still high uncertainty on that matter because we still have at least 5 days before it makes landfall or it makes close approach to the extreme northern Luzon. So we cannot say yet the detail or like the specific municipality or specific province. However, we're saying that there's a high chance that this tropical storm or this tropical cyclone will be either making landfall or having close approach over northern Luzon, specifically the islands in Batanes and Babuyan Islands.
Lore, din nung Leon, we actually saw the highest tropical cyclone wind signal that was raised at signal number 5. With the expected intensification ng Marce, the residents of Babuyan Islands, I'm sure, as well as Batanes, medyo still recovering from Leon. Should they prepare for an eventual or a potential signal number 5 situation again?
We're not ruling it out, sir, the signal number 5 case or scenario, but for now, based on our projection, this will reach typhoon category. So I think the highest for typhoon category will be signal number 4. However, of course, we're not ruling out the signal number 5. Pero wala na rin hong difference. There's not much difference between 4 and 5. So the preparation should be done promptly and immediately prior to the nearing of this tropical cyclone over the landmass.
Maraming salamat. That was Lorden De La Cruz, weather specialist coming from Pag-asa. Thank you very much for the overview. Well, the holidays are over. Now let's take a look at the weather conditions for Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao so you can prepare for your day accordingly. Now, most parts of Luzon will have partly cloudy skies with isolated rain showers and thunderstorms. Maximum temperatures could reach around 33 degrees, particularly in Tuguegarao, Olongapo, and Metro Manila, as you can see over here. Now, in Lawag, Puerto Princesa, and Legazpi, the maximum temperature could rise around 31 degrees Celsius, while, as per usual, Baguio will have the lowest. 17 degrees Celsius is a low with a high of 25 degrees Celsius. Going down south, Visayas will have similar weather conditions that are expected today. Residents of Bacolod, Iloilo, Metro Cebu, and Tacloban will experience partly cloudy skies with chances of thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon, with temperatures ranging from around 26 to 32 degrees Celsius. As you can see here, very similar weather conditions no matter where you are in the Visayas region. Now, moving down south in Mindanao. Low chance of rain in Mindanao, and therefore hot weather is expected. 34 degrees Celsius is the high. Temperatures ranging from 24 to 34 degrees Celsius, particularly in Zamboanga and in Metro Davao. As you can see here, quite steamy in Davao and in Zamboanga with a low of around 24 degrees Celsius. Cagayan de Oro will have a bit lower temperature compared to Zamboanga and Davao, but then it'll still be high at 32 degrees Celsius. So make sure you plan accordingly, make sure you protect yourself from your heat, and stay hydrated. Let's take a look at the 3-day weather forecast as we get the week going. Let's start off first with Metro Manila. Generally fair weather conditions are expected for the next 3 days with a 40 to 60% chance of rain on Wednesday and on Thursday. As you can see here, around 32 degrees Celsius, a bit cooler on Thursday. So bring your umbrella wherever you go. Moving down to Queen City of the South, same weather conditions are expected on Thursday, until Thursday rather, as well. Temperatures ranging from 26 to 32 degrees Celsius. As you can see here, very similar weather conditions down in Cebu. But as we mentioned a while ago, always be prepared for sudden weather changes, especially sudden thunderstorms, which could happen particularly in the afternoon. Going to Metro Davao, temperatures are a bit high, like we mentioned a while ago. Tomorrow, you're expected a bit of hotter weather with 34 degrees Celsius being seen on Tuesday. As you can see right over here, that is a number I do not want to feel personally. But make sure you keep yourself hydrated, that you keep yourself safe, and make sure that any heat-related incidents you're going to be ready for. Now, on Wednesday and Thursday, temperature will be a bit lower with 33 degrees Celsius, but it's still really hot. Let's be fair. The chance of rain will be low, so whatever errands you have or activities, you keep yourself cool. All right, so we're going to move on here because when we return, we're going to talk about the rising demand for green packaging with Ako Packaging and EcoNest Philippines co-founder, Nikki Sevilla. All that when we return here on Weather HQ. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're still watching Weather HQ. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Let's go down south. Our Agatha Gregorio is monitoring the volume of passengers at the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange, or PITX, after the long weekend holiday. Agatha, what can you tell us?
Paolo, there's good news for people planning to take rides here at the PITX. We've been seeing sunny skies over here all morning. But that weather, as well as the end to the long Undas weekend, may be attracting more travelers. The foot traffic for 8 a.m. surpassed 38,000. We're also beginning to see long lines for some trips like Sukat and Calao. And lines are already forming every once in a while at the entrance, but they are mostly moving fast. It may be a quick purchasing process for those buying tickets. Most ticket booths are still free of lines this early on. But plenty of people made the early trip coming back from the long weekend last night as foot traffic reached over 178,000 yesterday. Paolo?
Agatha, have there been any items confiscated? Are there any items that passengers can't bring or should not bring?
Yes, Paolo, 83 items have been confiscated from yesterday to today. And so keep in mind, for those going to PITX, objects like scissors, butane, lighters, and matches are not allowed here. Back to you, Paolo.
Thank you so much. I was Agatha Gregorio reporting from the PITX. Now, there is a rising demand for green packaging globally, and the country is not to be left behind. Joining us in the studio is one of the driving forces in terms of mitigating, in this mission to mitigate the impact of plastic and chemical waste. Please welcome a co-packaging and EcoNest Philippines co-founder, Nikki Sevilla. Nikki, thank you very much for joining us.
Hi.
All right, so Nikki, let's go straight to it because taking a look at this business, and we're seeing some of the material here right now. What got you into all of this, fighting plastic waste, fighting chemical waste, and we're seeing it as part of food packaging here that we have in front of us?
Well, it all started in 2018. Actually, long before that, I was very into like fighting plastic pollution because I've always been traveling around the world, going to different places, and I've been seeing its impact. The reason why I really pushed to come up with a one-stop shop to support entrepreneurs and business owners here in the Philippines to switch to eco-friendly packaging or compostable packaging items.
What are they made of, for those wondering?
A lot of things, but they're basically made from regenerative materials. So when we say regenerative materials, they come from the soil or they can come from the sea. So just an example, the bagas here are made from sugar cane. We also have cassava bags over here, and then we have corn cups. So the lining, instead of plastic, it's made from corn. So it's fully compostable, meaning you can compost it from home. Even if you throw it away, it can be eaten by microorganisms. And we also have, like this one, it looks like plastic.
So, but it's not
actually,
plastic.
It's not plastic, it's made from corn. And even the straw, they're made from coffee. And just recently, we launched seed paper. So this one, it's infused with spinach seeds. And then it can be used for invitations, gift cards, etc.
All right, so you call this sustainable packaging for a circular world.
Yes.
I'm really curious about yung background mo because you have a lot of food packaging here. You actually took up culinary arts when you were younger. Was there a point in your life that like, oh, we're wasting too much, we need to do better than this? Was there a turning point that made you say, okay, I need to devote my life to this, especially with regards to food?
So that's actually how I started. So I joined different bazaars. So I used to cook. I baked eggplant lasagna, and then there was one bazaar who said, you should not use any type of plastic. So I took it seriously. I went to the supermarket. I tried looking for eco-friendly packaging items that doesn't contain any plastic. But unfortunately, the labels would say green, eco-packaging, la la la. And then when you check the composition of the material, it's always 50% plastic, 50% renewable material. So it's like very misleading. I'm like, wow, this is not good for the people. If you want to switch to plastics, then there must be an option that's really plastic-free. So that's when I got curious. I started researching, and then I found out in other countries, they're using fully compostable packaging materials already. And I was wondering, how come we don't have it here in the Philippines? So that's how the idea came about. So I talked to my business partner, now my husband, and then he said that we should start introducing these eco-friendly packaging items in the Philippines. And then fortunately enough, in 2021, we're able to put up a factory here in the Philippines. So now we're locally manufacturing the cassava bags.
Now, from a business standpoint, how big is the market for this? And of course, you mentioned you have a factory. What is yung production capacity ninyo to meet those demands?
Right now, our production capacity for the cassava bags is at 600,000 pieces. But in real life here in the Philippines, we consume around 2.74 million tons per year, per annum.
So kulang yan.
Yeah, it's very, very small. But at this point in time, we really need to raise awareness about this because people are in some way resistant to change or hesitant to switch because of the material, its characteristics, no, and especially always because of the pricing. But at the end of the day, you have to see the value in these items given that they're really good for the earth because it can be returned back to nature.
Yeah, so that's going to be one of the issues for sure. Before we let you go, for those who want to see these products, for those who want to avail these products, how can they reach out to you?
You can visit www.acopackaging.com or www.econesph.com. We're on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere. And tomorrow we will have an exhibit with MMDA Road to Zero Waste. So it's from November 5 to 6, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Perfect. Again, that is Welcome Ako Packaging and EcoNest Philippines co-founder Nikki Sevilla. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much.
And continue the great work.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
All right, so when we return, global weather is up next. Keep it here. You're still watching BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate it. Well, by the Weather HQ, at least 211 people are killed in the deadliest flooding to hit Spain in recent years. Dozens are unaccounted for 4 days after the torrential rain that battered the eastern region of Valencia, sweeping away bridges and buildings. Meteorologists said a year's worth of rain had fallen in 8 hours in parts of Valencia on October 29, causing pileups on highways and submerging farmland in a region that produces 2/3 of the citrus fruit grown in Spain. Residents in the worst-hit places describe seeing people clambering onto the roofs of their cars as a churning tide of brown water gushed through the streets, uprooting trees and dragging away chunks of masonry from buildings. The tragedy is Europe's worst flood-related disaster since 1967, when at least 500 people died in Portugal. Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez said the government will use all necessary means to help victims of the deadly flash floods. And that's Weather HQ for today. Join us again tomorrow, whatever the weather, here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.